Here is a question on demand and supply, and suppose the demand for buyers is given as quantity demanded is 286 minus 20p, and the supply function is given as 88 plus 40p. And if the government imposes a foreign weight tax of 1.05, then what is the new equilibrium price and what is the tax revenue? So in this question, the question is asking about the new equilibrium price after the imposition of tax, and what is the tax revenue after the imposition of tax. Now the tax revenue is find out by multiplied by tax revenue multiplying by what is the quantity of goods and services that is transacted in the market. So the new equilibrium price is found out by by equating the quantity demand function and quantity supply function. This is the origin. This is the original quantity demand function, and this is the original quantity supply function. So at equilibrium, quantity demand equal to quantity supplied. So at equilibrium, quantity demand function is this and quantity supply function is this. So we equate them. By equating quantity demand and quantity supply function, we get the price equal to 3.3. This is the original price. Now putting the 3.3 into quantity demand function, we get the original quantity demanded or quantity, that is QD equal to 286 minus 20p. Now so 286, putting the value of price 20 multiplied by 3.3. Now 3.3 is, so 286 minus 20 multiplied by 3.3, this is 60. This is 0.3 upon 10 to 6, this is 66. This is 220. This is quantity. This is the original quantity function. Now in order to find the tax rate and the tax revenue, we have to equate the inverse supply function and inverse demand function. So we have to make inverse supply and inverse demand function from the original demand function and original demand and original quantity supply function. Now inverse demand function can be the inverse demand function can be found out from the original demand function, that is QD is equal to 286 minus 20p. Now we have to take this 20p into the left side, so this negative becomes positive. This is 20p, 286 minus q, this is quantity. Now p equal to 286 upon 20, this is q minus q upon 20. Now this is p equal to 14.3. when we divide this, we get 14.3 minus q upon 20. Now p is equal to 14.3. this 1 upon 20 is minus 0.05 q. This is the inverse demand function. This is inverse demand function. This is inverse demand function. Now you have to find inverse supply function. Inverse supply function. Inverse supply function. Now the supply function is given as qs is equal to 88 plus 40p. Now we have to take the 88 this side, or 40p is equal to 40p equal to quantity minus 88, or this can be written as minus 88 plus quantity. This p equal to minus 88 upon 40 plus q upon 40. Now this minus 88 upon this is 2.2 minus 2.2, this can be 1 upon 40 is 0.025. this is the inverse supply function. This is the inverse supply function. This is the inverse supply function, and this is the inverse demand function. This is the inverse supply function. This is inverse supply function. This is inverse supply function, and this is inverse demand function. So we now what we will do, now we have to find the after the this you have to make space here. because we show it through diagram. So in the last section we'll discuss the diagram. Now the original supply function, the new supply function, new supply function new supply function after imposition of tax, after imposition of tax, we have to calculate it, the imposition of tax. So we know that the supply function is minus 2.2, the inverse supply function, that is 0.025 q. Now you have to put the tax rate. What is the tax rate? That is 1.05. Now we have to put 1.05, and this becomes minus 2.2 plus 1.05, this becomes minus 1.15 plus 0.025 q. This is the new supply function after imposition of the tax. Now at equilibrium, so at equilibrium after imposition of tax, after imposition of per unit tax, so that is old demand function should be equal to new supply function. This is the condition. Now we have to equate it. Now that's it. So we have to write what is the old demand function, that is 14.3, that is on inverse demand function, that is old demand function is 14.3 minus 0.05 q. Now the news, this is old demand function, all to continue demand function. The new supply function is p equal to minus 1.15 plus 0.025 q. This is new supply function. Now we have to equate it, that is 14.3 minus 0.05 q equal to minus 1.15 plus 0.025 q. Now 14.3 plus 1.15, this should be equal to 0.025 q plus 0.05 q. Now what we will do, we have to equate it, and this becomes 15.45 and this becomes 0.075 q. Now q becomes 14.45 upon 0.075. now this becomes the quantity 206. Now q is equal to 206. This is the after imposition of tax, this is the original quantity, and we have to find the price. Now simply p is equal to minus 1.15 plus 0.025 q. Now in place of q we have to put the new quantity, minus 1.15 plus 0.025 q multiplied by 206. So this becomes minus 1.15 plus 5.15. now price equal to 4. This is the original new price after the imposition of tax, and this is the original quantity after the imposition of tax. So tax revenue, this is original price and this is original quantity. So we have to, in the given question, we have to find the original price and tax revenue. Now we find it, tax revenue. Sorry, here we have space for this. Tax revenue should be equal to tax rate multiplied by quantity, new quantity. So tax rate is 1.05 multiplied by 206. This becomes 1200 16.3. This is the tax revenue. This is the tax revenue. Now we have to draw the diagram in order to understand this. So suppose this is the demand function. Suppose this is the demand function and the original supply function is this. Original supply function is this, and here the equilibrium occurs. This is the quantity. Here the 220 old quantity, old equilibrium quantity, and here the old equilibrium price, that is 3.3. That is 3.3. After imposition of tax, the supply curve shift towards the left. So new supply curve is this. This is new supply curve minus 1.15 plus 0.0025 q. This is the new supply curve. So this is the equilibrium quantity. The quantity reduced from 220 to 206. This is equilibrium point E and this is equilibrium point E dash after imposition of the tax. Now the price has been increased to 4. So now when the tax imposes per unit 1.05, the price is increased to 4 from 3.3. 3.3 is the original price, and 4.5 is the new equilibrium price, that is after imposition of the tax. Now the quantity has been reduced, so the tax revenue of the government is 1216.3, and the new equilibrium price after the imposition of tax, that is 4, and new equilibrium quantity, that is after the imposition of tax, that is 206. So I think I will make sense or clear the doubt. If any doubt, please comment. Thank you.